Okay, I've just made our entire video with the microphone off, so let's try this one more time. Um, no official plays the rest of the week. I'm still going to be here all day, and I'm still going to post things like I was, but I just want any newer members to know that because of the low volume, here's a quick little pop of a calendar. We got a holiday here, so the market will be full day tomorrow, Wednesday, and Friday. But Monday, I'm thinking volume will come back and we can get back to normal trading. So the rest of this week is going to be just kind of instructive. I'll show you setups that we look for. I'll post them, but I'm not going to do the tone and the. I'll certainly take the time to talk about setups, and it's much more informal the rest of this week. Then next week we're going to get back to our normal setup where we tone, column stops, target our triggers and everything, and maybe less regular chit chat and more back to serious trading. So in the meantime, I don't want to encourage too much trading with this low volume going on, and well, I'll show you what I pointed out today because I'm going to do that the rest of these days. I'll still be here pointing out things, just nothing formal. GG, these are 5-minute candles intraday from today. I called it a 31.13. See how it popped up to 31.12 here, pulled back? I said above there, 31.13. Can't remember where the stop was, but it was tight. It was probably below this candle, 30.81 or something. Oh, no, it would have been below this, 30.88. So about 25-cent risk, not too bad. So the trigger 31.13 and it went to 31.75 in a pretty short period of time. So very nice profit potential there. AUY, I called on a break of its early high. It hit 726, so 727. Stop was probably 706 or I'm sorry, 716 or 711 low of day at the worst. So not a bad risk reward there either. And with the 727 trigger, it went to 759. And if you sat through this pullback, it ended up in the afternoon going to 763. So another good risk reward deal there. TCK put in this base here. This was just a single trade down here. It didn't trade. That spike is false. Called it as an idea at above this base. So 449, stop at 442-ish, I think. So, you know, what, 7-cent risk? And from 449, it ended up going to 475 without ever hitting the stop. So another good profit potential there. JWN, I called a short of this early low, 1153. I said might work. Your stop would go at 1167. So that's only like a 14-cent risk. And from 1153, it went down to 1126 for a decent short. Coach, I said below this low of the day could give you some more selling. 1979 would have been the trigger right here. Stop was over 20. And it did come down to 1950. So decent profit potential there. TCO, I ended up nixing the idea because it was lower volume. I didn't realize it when I called it. But 24.43 would have been, see how it based here after hitting this early low. So when it rolled back over, you could put your stop above this base, probably at 24.75. But I ended up not calling it, but just wanted to point it out that from 24.43, it did go down to 23.61 for another decent short. TSO looked very good on the daily. I'll show you that real quick. All these days, it was breaking out above them today. Okay, so then switching to fives. Ran way too quick to catch, although I think maybe somebody grabbed it. But then it did give a setup here. When it came back up and then put in this sideways base, I called it above that because you have a 1248, I think I called it, right here, with your worst case stop at 1238, so a dime risk. And from 1248, it went to 1276 for another decent profit potential. WFT Flynn in our chat room private messaged me about this base. I looked at it. I went out and looked at a few, like a 5-day chart. Here's the base right here, and I could see where it didn't have much consolidation to the left except for 5 days back, and really not much resistance to the left from today. I said it had a decent chance of making a high of day run. So I believe I called 980 would have been the break of this base. Worst case stop, 968. That's only 12 cents risk. And from 980, it went to 1014 for another decent profit potential. And then I also pointed out NOV, this base. I ended up missing it because I was scanning around, but I saw somebody post NOV, which I like the reminders, but when they posted it, I think it was all the way up here. I liked it over this high, 23.22. stop worst case would be about 23, so about 22-cent risk. And from 23.22 it went to a 24.08 for another really nice profit with a pretty tight stop. So even with nothing formal, I think it's worth showing up because we're finding some good plays. So if you're new here, email us any questions you have. Otherwise, just kind of tag along this week and follow along with the calls we make. And next week we'll get back to everything a little more formal. So have a good night. We'll see everybody on Tuesday morning.